Hello? Give me a moment. Still putting in the links on stuff. I'll read chat in just a moment. Okay, that still looks good. There we go. Hey Green Linux. Bixla got $34 Lego Technic set for only 21 and building it right now. Good stuff. Oh, nice. Very nice. I always enjoy sitting down, building a Lego set, and I often play something in the background to listen to while I build. Mostly I just put Ninjago in the background to just watch or listen to Ninjago while I build. Fun. Hello, Joshua. And hello, Senti. I am here too early. Not too early. You're just in time. Okay. That set is 42178, if you're curious. Maybe on sale anyways, but yeah. Okay, that's the set number, but what's the set called? Because when I look up a Lego set, I mostly look up the name. rather than the number. The number's important, of course. That's got to keep track of the numbers, but I also just, I just look up the name of the set. Hey, Jonathan. Welcome. Okay. Odd that certain parts of this game are like full screen, like widescreen, like this, and then there's like other parts that are just not, like cutscenes or something. I don't know. Lego Technic Space Surface Space Loader. Oh, nice. Space themed. That's cool. I should look up, I should try to get a Technic set. I never got a Technic. I'll need to look up some Technic sets to get. Let's see, do we have any new... There is, but we are broke, so... Yeah. We already did the cutscene stuff. It's gonna be so great. Yeah. We're doing, some more Carnage, I guess. I don't know. Hello, Tech Spider. I'm very excited to go to Japan in 5 days for a Star Wars celebration. Ooh. They have some Star Wars stuff? Or, I mean, Star Wars is everywhere, but they have some kind of Star Wars celebration in Japan. That's cool. Like, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I mean, Star Wars is cool and all, but it's just something that I never... I'm not obsessed with it like everyone else. It's alright. It's fun. And that's pretty much it when it comes to my opinion on Star Wars. It's cool. I like it. It's fun, but that's it. Which is saying a lot, since I'm like a big fan of sci-fi stuff, and Star Wars is sci-fi, and so you think because of that I would be into it, but I'm not. I think it's because when I hyperfixate on something, it's pretty much always animated. The only franchise I can think of that wasn't animated that I did hyperfixate on for a bit was Doctor Who. I did have a hyperfixation on Doctor Who back in the day. But yeah, mostly everything, aside from that, mostly everything I'm obsessed with or hyperfixated on is animated, because I'm an animation nerd. I prefer animation over live action. I prefer cartoon stylized graphics over realistic graphics. That's just my preference. I know some things about is the... Yeah, I mean, everyone knows Star Wars. Everyone is familiar with Star Wars, you know. It's Star Wars, come on. Okay. There is... I do like the Lego Star Wars stuff. I do need to...
It's a very special episode of Dread Zone. Planet Stygia. It's a world ravaged by continual meteor storms. Why, if not for Stygia's powerful defense shield, the entire planet would be decimated in a matter of hours. But somebody dismantled the shield's power supply. Who would do such a horrible thing to the poor people of Stygia?
Oh, shut up.
I don't know, but it sure makes for good reality HB. Stay tuned for the hottest episode of Dread Zone yet. And if you live on Stygia, the last one.
Meh. Also, the mic wasn't picking up the audio from my TV, right? Just want to make sure.
Planet Stygia, a beautiful world with pink sand beaches, friendly service, and giant meteor storms pummeling the surface. We're live from the Tempest Control Station thousands of feet above the ground, where powerful meteor shields protect the people below. But not today, because we've turned them off. Can Team Darkstar destroy the jamming devices and save Stygia? Only time will tell in this final round, as the fate of an entire planet rests in their hands.
Okay. This is a cool looking level.
Ratchet, you will have to use the Landstalker to destroy the power units on either side of the force field. You must hurry. The people of Stygia are in danger.
Okay. First, let me catch up. Yep, yep. Yeah. So I was saying, yeah, I do have like one Lego Star Wars game, like on my PS3, but I do want to get like the Skywalker Saga just because why not? Nope. No. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't enjoy using a lightsaber? Which, that reminds me, in Ratchet and Clank of your arsenal, there's a cheat code you can put in, and you can use you can replace Ratchet's Omni Wrench with a dual-wielded lightsaber. I always like using that. It's cool. I think one reason why I'm not too into Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever, like those kinds of sci-fi shows and movies, is because, you know, they have plenty of alien species, of course, but they also have, like, human characters or human-like characters. And, I don't know, that just seems kind of boring, because you're in space. So I prefer the aliens. Whereas if you look at a series like Ratchet and Clank, there's aliens everywhere. There's not that many there's not really any humans. There's human-like characters, but they're like designed in a way that's still alien. Like Captain Quark, you know, he looks human but also not, because he has like 3 fingers and he's like big and bulky. And you have characters like Talon. She has a tail, you know, she has elf ears. You know, it's obviously more alien. So I think that's one reason. And also the fact that I know there's animated Star Wars series like Clone Wars. I've seen Clone Wars. Clone Wars is cool. But yeah, most of it is live action. It's just not my kind of thing. I mean, I don't mind live action, it's fine. I don't mind, but I prefer animation. Animation's better. Yeah. Hey, Joseph, and hello, Lee. Welcome. Blue is my favorite color. Same, blue and purple are my colors. I also like green. Green's cool too. I'm into like more cold colors than warm colors. There's not that many, well, I don't know. I mostly prefer cold colors. Yeah. Of course, who doesn't? Who does like a dark side? Most people always prefer it. I don't know. Anyway. Also, when it comes to, like, favorite characters in Star Wars, it's funny. I pretty much always fixate on the droids. Like, any droid character, I always think that one is, like, the one I fixate on and focus on. Because, I don't know, I like robots. The only, like, non-droid character I can think of that I like a lot is, I guess, Ahsoka. Ahsoka's cool. Man, we're dead. Okay. So I finished all 8 games with one exception game of God of War series PS3, PS4, and PS5 collection. Oh. So you played through the God of War? Nice. Hello, Sujinku. Do you like RoboCop? I never watched RoboCop, so I don't have an opinion on RoboCop. Same with Terminator. Never watched that either. You know one, this is random, but you know one meme that pretty much is so relatable for me? It's that, there's this one meme where it just has blank text on it. It says, girlhood is a spectrum. And it just has, like, on one end you have a Gundam, and on the other end you have a lizard, a giant lizard, aka a dragon. And I'm just like, that is so me, because there's plenty of things that I hyperfixate on. Like, not specifically Gundam, but like Transformers. You know, you have Transformers on one end. I guess Tobotson's in there, and Metal Carbots, you know, those kinds of transforming robot cars like that. Or big robots, big super robo. And on the other end you have dragons. So like How to Train Your Dragon, I was obsessed with that when I was younger. Still love that franchise. I'll definitely see the live action remake, just why not? Ugh, and there's other, like, and in this spectrum of girlhood, there's also plenty of other things, like, I find it funny, there's plenty of, like, gals who are into, like, nerdy stuff that you mostly think are more geared towards boys, but anyone can enjoy them. Like, I always find the whole girls should like this and boys should like that to be stupid. I love playing this game with my brother. I believe my copy was named Gladiator, seeing I remember you owned PS2. Yeah, Gladiator, that's the name of this game in PAL regions. Because I guess they don't like the word Deadlocked for some reason. But whatever, Gladiator still fits because you're in an arena. People say GoBots copied off of Transformers. Isn't it the other way around? Because didn't GoBots come first? Please don't jinx it. Tell that to my sister. She thought I shouldn't have certain toys. Oh, that's so dumb. Heck, like, I'm just gonna ramble for a moment before we get back into it. Me, like, I was never a girly girl. Like, there's some girl toys that I played with growing up, like My Little Pony, Littlest Pet Shop, Polly Pockets. I played with those. But I also played with, like, Hot Wheels and cars. And I had, like, dragon figurines, like, from action figure, How to Train Your Dragon figurines, and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's plenty of, like, boyish things I'm into. You know, you got cars, you got super robots like Transformers, dragons, Ninja Turtles, freaking Ninjago, that's one I really love. Bionicle, there's so many things that I love that are, like, you think are more geared towards boys, but, you know, that just goes to show that the whole the whole gender norms or gender stereotypes or whatever the frick you want to call it. It's so stupid. Just screw gender norms and stereotypes. Just let kids enjoy whatever they want. Let kids play with whatever toys they want. If you're a girl and you're into Transformers, that's cool. If you're a boy and you like My Little Pony, that's also cool. It doesn't matter. Just play with whatever you are interested in. Just whatever you're fixated on, just play with it. Have fun with it. It doesn't matter. It's whatever. Anyone can enjoy anything. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it looks like GoBots came out 1 year before the Transformers. Yeah. I can say this is true. Also, I know Hasbro now own GoBot. Yeah, they do. They do. Also, hey, Tech Spider. Did I say hi to you? I think I did. Maybe I did. No. Hey, Captain Star Fox. I agree, I like cute things, but I also like traditionally masculine things. Oh well, lol, I still like what I like. Yeah, like, you do you. Like, I'm more of a nerdy, geeky kind of gal. I'm not too girly. There's not that many girly things that I like. There's a few, but most of the things I like are more boyish. For the longest time, I thought I was a tomboy, but then my mom was like, well, you're not into sports or any, like, physical stuff. You're more into nerdy things, so that's not a tomboy. It's just a nerd. Like, yeah, I guess. But isn't there, like, different types of tomboys? Like, not all tomboys are rough and tumble and into outdoor sporty stuff. Like, there's other tomboys who are into, like, more nerdy stuff, I think. Isn't there? Hey, Kendrick. True, let people enjoy what they like, to each their own. Exactly. Tomboys are the best, but I might be a bit biased. Eh. I mean, even my voice is kind of tomboyish, I think, because my voice is not super feminine, or, I don't know. Not all of, as I like to say, not all of us gals have an overly feminine voice, you know? Like, you can still tell I'm a girl by my voice, you know? Like, I've had situations where, I remember getting a comment or something like that of someone being like, no offense, but you sound like a dude. And I'm like, huh? And so I talked to my friends about it, and they're like, no, you do not sound like a dude. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I get a little self-conscious about my voice. I mean, I've been told my voice is very pleasant to listen to, and I'm glad it is. I'm glad people like listening to my voice. But sometimes there's parts where I get self-conscious about it, like mostly my singing. With my speaking, I'm fine with it. I don't mind my speaking voice. It's just, singing. I still need to get better at my singing. Need practiced. Yeah. That's the ramble. My voice is a bit unusual. Hate hearing its recording, but it's alright, honestly. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't mind hearing my voice recorded. I'm just used to it because of doing YouTube for over 10 years now. Nah, that was just one comment. I wouldn't worry about that. Yeah, I know. But I think there's a couple of times where I would play something like, I don't know, VRChat, and I remember being mistaken for a child because apparently I sound, because I tend to sound a lot younger than I actually am. I mean, they said I was sounded underage. I'm like, no, I'm not. I do not sound that young. I sound, I don't know, 16 at best, or least, or whatever. Like, I always look and sound younger than I actually am. That's just my genetics. You know? Eh. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. I just have more of a tomboy choice, I think. Maybe. I mean, I know I think some people, like, I've asked some friends, they're like, yeah, kind of, you kind of have a tomboyish voice, but also you have a pleasant voice. So yeah, I have a good speaking voice. Good for, like, essays and podcasts and stuff. Like, when I started making essay videos, I know my parents said something like, the way you carry yourself and read the script and everything, it's good. Or something like it. It's pleasant to listen to. And you sound like you're not reading a script, which is a good talent to have. Frick! Ugh. I hate that there's no checkpoint. Why is there no checkpoint? Why do some of the missions here do not have checkpoints? Why? It's annoying. Every time I shave, I seem a lot younger than I really am. I typically wouldn't shave, but, well. It's getting warmer anyway, so no need for it. Yeah. All depends on your preference. Some guys like to have a beard, and some don't. It all depends on your preference, I guess. You do you. If you like a beard, rock a beard. If you don't want a beard, then don't rock a beard. You know, it's all you. You do you. I remember this one time, my brother-in-law liked to shave, and at first I didn't recognize him because we're so used to him rocking a beard. We always see him with a beard, and then this one time he shaved, and what? And my dad doesn't really have a beard, but he has like a little goatee. A lot of the dudes in my family have beards, or something like that. Pretty much all my uncles do have a beard of sorts. If I rock a beard, I definitely look like I belong in the middle of nowhere where I do live, lol. There you. I have a beard too that I rarely shave. Yeah. Well, that being said, I did get a phone screening today, so looking forward to the interview stage of a company. Nice. Nice. You know, this is random, but sometimes I just ponder and think to myself of random things. I also ponder, like, things about myself, like, how am I going to grow? How am I going to evolve and get to where I want to go in life? Because there's, like, goals and stuff I want to pull. Like, how will I pull off a career? Because I didn't really have a proper career ever. I mean, unless you count my internet years on YouTube and stuff, like, does that count? I guess it counts. Even though I don't make money off of it, but I'll get monetized eventually. Just need more watch hours. I need to just figure out, because, like, I haven't really had ways to develop many skills. I mean, most of my skills that I develop are, like, passion or creative skills that I have. I never really had a job, aside from, like, holding t-shirts for my sister and brother-in-law's business. Once or twice. don't really have a car. Don't have a license. Just live with my parents. It's tricky, figuring out how to be an adult, especially if you're on the spectrum like me. That's like, I think 80% of people on the spectrum are unemployed because the work environment is just not fit for us or something. Unless you're like working from home or in a place that's like more flexible, I guess. If I had to find a job fitting for myself, I would have to probably work from home and make sure that my schedule is more flexible and not too rigid. Like, I don't want to get up super early. Just want to do a little bit of work on a flexible schedule. That's just me, though. Okay, here we go. What do you think of games so far? I enjoy the boss and the story. I really like the two robot Mark and Green. This game? Yeah. It sounds like the resources for them are limited. Wait, what resources for what now? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what you're talking about in this. Okay, go to the other one. Get your points out here. There, finally. Oh, for people on the spectrum. Ah, yeah. We just need more help. People just need to understand what autism really is.
Oh, talk about bad luck.
And not-
Team Darkstar has damaged the control tower. The shields are down. The shields are down. Was that too dramatic?
Meh.
Looks like Team...
Yeah, people just need to understand what autism really is and what it's like and what the people on the spectrum go through and what we need to have support and accommodations and everything. And don't listen to sources that lie about what autism is and just add to the stigma. Looking at you, Autism Speaks. Do not support that company. They're terrible. Makes sense why many on the spectrum go into tech like I do. I actually enjoy solving hard problems, though, so it's like a special interest to keep me out of trouble anyways. Oh, yeah. Like, I could probably learn tech stuff more. I mean, I'm a fast learner when it comes to software. And I'm good at problem solving, because...
Darkstar will have to turn on the shields manually. Too bad that's impossible. They'll need tech bots, supercomputers, and a big silver key. All right, I'm kidding about the key, but wouldn't that be great? It would be fun, wouldn't it?
No, shut up. Like, people like me on the spectrum, I'm good with problem solving, but I mostly became really good at problem solving because I'm also dyslexic. You know, since though severely dyslexic as a kid, I struggled with, you know, learning a lot. Especially the traditional way. Though I had to find ways to teach myself. I've grown to be self-taught. So I pretty much just become self-taught and also good with problem solving because of that. And also, when I learn something, it sticks with me because I have to work harder to learn it. It's just a neat thing.
Team star is enjoying a brief break in the action.
Could always ask your dad how to get into IT. It's a pretty stable career since all companies need some kind of interference these days anyway. Yeah.
Whoa, look at that, it's almost noon. Time for a virgin Bloody Mary.
I could probably do, like, editing.
This one's for you, sexy.
Just stay on your
Because
side of the
I
plan.
can do editing pretty well. So I could probably do some editing kind of work. Maybe something like graphic design.
Boss, if you miss the swing shot, you will face a painful, horrible death. No pressure.
Fine.
Two down. Let's keep up the momentum.
Ah, frick. Well, let's see if we can go over there anyway. Where is it? Up there. Go here. Editing is another good one. That's what I did in high school, but they called it video production. Just call it editing. It's still, you know, that's what it is. Also did shop classes, though, so talk about a dramatic paragram shift. Yeah. My mom has talked to me about maybe me working on making kids' books, but I'm not too sure. I mean, she thinks I would be good with kids' books because, one, my art style is very pleasing and cartoony, and kids would like it, and also because I'm good with world building. So that's something. But the thing is, I just feel like kids' books are a little limited in terms of what you can do. Because, like, if I'm gonna make some kind of story that kids can enjoy, it would be more like a TV Y7 cartoon. Because, like, I'm not too versed into books, because growing up, I really couldn't read books because I was severely dyslexic. There's some, like, I like comic books. Comic books are cool. I didn't read much. I didn't really read comic books as a kid. I didn't get into comics until I was, like, what, 17? And, so I like reading comics. Those are, like, books I can read because, you know, I just have trouble reading large walls of text. Whereas comic books don't have that, and it's just easier to read for me. It's easier for my dyslexic brain. It's also, I like looking at all the beautiful artwork that people make, because I'm an artist and I appreciate beautiful artwork like that. So, like, I would like to make something, like, that kids can enjoy. But it would mostly be something like an animation or a cartoon. Maybe even work for Lego. I don't know. I would like to do that. Lego's cool. I wouldn't mind working for Lego. Writing a novel could be fun. Could make your own lore if you're super into doing that already. Yeah, I mean, I do build lore in my head for a lot of things. And, like, I did create some characters for the book. But my mom kind of took some of the reins from me. And, I don't know, the way she is trying to pull it just isn't in my idea or vision. I don't know. She's also wanting me to have characters named after some of the kids in our family. like my nephew, my niece, my 2 younger cousins, and I'm like, okay, why do you want me to do self-inserts? Like, okay, making characters based on people isn't a bad thing, but I don't know, it just seems too forced. But that's just me. Like, if the name fits, sure.
The dishes are done, sir.
But
Sorry, food can't slang.
no, you're good, dude. But I don't know. If I'm gonna make something, I want creative control, because it's my project, my vision. You go with my vision, or you don't go with me.
Poor Ratchet, he's got a hover ship with no place to go. After recalibrating the lightning collectors, the next step was to hack the control points on the shield's core. Bingo, bango, the shields are up. Too bad the station's core took a direct hit. Too bad the radiation's everywhere. Too bad I said bingo, bango. Who writes this junk?
Wait, what?
Sir, Merc and I will go. You brought us this far. We owe it to you. We'll hack the core's control points. Just make sure you cover us with the hover ship. Sir, we'll take care of the control points, but we'll need the hover ship to take us there.
Okay, where do I start?
Frankly, I'm amazed the little sucker is still alive. How about you, Juanita?
The Lombax does display an amazing ability to escape with his miserable hide intact, Alice. So disappointing.
Like, if I were to write a story, I would make it so that it's lighthearted on the surface, but has dark undertones. Like, it's not afraid to get serious, it's not afraid to get mature. There's nothing, like, inappropriate or adult happening, it's like a lot of TVY7 shows that I'm familiar with are lighthearted on the surface, but have dark undertones. Like, it has lore, it has substance. It doesn't treat its audience like idiots. You know, there's a lot of kids shows, or whatever, I hate using that term. There's a lot of, like, shows meant for kids that just treat them like idiots, and that's just, no. Kids are smart. Sure, they're naive, but they're not stupid. Like, kids know when they're being talked down to, and they hate it. Treat the kids like smart human beings. If you're gonna write something for kids, you gotta treat them with respect. Don't treat them like an idiot, come on.
Excellent work, Team Darkstar.
You can't stop a leatherneck. Be adapt and survive.
Hey, Dream Knight. And hello, Seal. Welcome.
Oh no! Dreadzone has launched an all-out assault on the shield generator. If Team Darkstar doesn't fend off the attack, the people of Stygia will be flattened like a pancake with syrup and butter and a little orange garnish. Oh no! Could I have breakfast for dinner? Or is that just weird? Oh, right. Stygia, Team Darkstar, and Dreadzone bad guys. I'm on it.
Yeah, whatever. Dude's not paying attention. What condescending show are you talking about? Nothing. Basically I was just talking about how, stug up these poor pancake. Nah, we're not really talking about any show. I'm just, like, talking about how my mom has talked to me about maybe me making or writing a comic, or not comic, a kid's book, and we're just talking about how, I don't know, it's complicated, but long story short, my mom wants me to try to write kids books because she thinks it'll be good for me, or a good starting point for my career or something, I don't know, and I feel like it's a little limiting for me. I know, but just it's I feel like it's a little limiting for me because when when it comes to stories and stuff, I don't like I don't like being limited in my creativity. I want to just be able to write something that anyone of any age can enjoy, not just kids. So I'm not doing something that's dumbed down. And I don't know, and I'm not a book person. I'm not too into books. I mean, I like comics, but that's a different thing. Kids books, I don't know. I didn't grow up with reading because I was dyslexic as heck. I'm more into animation and cartoons. So if I'm gonna make something for kids, I'd rather make a cartoon that's, I don't know. Feel free to like watch the VOD and you'll get the full picture. I don't know. My friend, the show is real life and how neurotypicals like to talk to us like we are kids and not peers in a sense. Oh man, that's true. Like, I mean, thankfully my parents aren't like that. Like they've always talked to me like I'm an adult. Even when I was a kid, they talked to me like I was an adult. They never talked down to me. They always respected me and talked to my level and everything, you know? Yeah. There are times when I feel like I'm being, what's the word? Infantilized, maybe? Yeah, because sometimes we're infantilized. But, I don't know. I'm gonna drop this. Yeah, just focus on the game. Ooh, trophy! Nanotastic. I had coworkers who talking down to me like I'm stupid because I have ADHD and autism. Ugh. I hate that. I freaking hate that. I'm so glad my family understands autism for the most part and understands what I have to go through and everything, because when I got diagnosed, my mom did like thorough amounts of research to understand the condition so she could better understand me and how to like support me and everything. Like, she took it seriously. And so, you know, my family's always supportive of me, even if I'm on the spectrum, you know. They understand this is just how God made me. More people need to just be respectful like that. Be like, this is just the way you are. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. You're still a human being, you're still intelligent, and you're still beautiful. Like, there was also this one time where, I don't know, my family had someone else over. I'm not going to get into detail because it's personal. But this one person made a false assumption of my condition, and it got my sister mad or something. I don't know. I'm not going to dive into that. But yeah. Never treat someone like less of a person because they're different. Exactly.
Today, our superstar contestant has his work cut out for him. His bots have been scattered throughout the prison under heavy guard. To escape, Ratchet will need to free each of the captives, then fight his way through an army of killer robots.
Okay. Oh, we have a raid. Also, don't treat children like lesser just because they're kids. Like, don't do that. Kids are still human beings. They're growing. They're developing. They have potential. Treat them with such. Doesn't matter how different someone is. We're all human beings regardless. Exactly. That's why I find racism so stupid. I don't understand it. I was streaming Fortnite. Okay. Let me do the raid screen for you real quick. They added Sabrina Carpenter. Never heard of her. And the name sounds familiar, but I don't follow celebrities. Yeah.
Hurry, Ratchet. They have confined your combat bots in separate blocks of the prison. Make your way to Alpha Block to release your first bot.
Okie dokie. Mm-hmm. That's a singer. Yeah, I also don't follow much of like mainstream music. I don't really listen to that much. There's some mainstream music I listen to, but it's older stuff, like from when I was a kid or a teenager. It's nothing really anything too recent. There's a few songs that are recent that I've listened to, but for the most part, nah, I just listen to like niche stuff on YouTube, like made by indie artists or something. Or remixers or people who just do more indie stuff. I don't know, nothing crazy. Nothing really mainstream per se.
Run, Ratchet, run!
On my races, I sometimes might sorta drive a bit too fast. Well, wait, not racing, kinda. Oops. I got worried for a second, but now I get what you mean. Goofy. Ah! Got these weird, Ben 10 looking aliens, I don't know. Okay, how do we get inside the dome? Not through here, maybe through here? Wait, is this a Ratchet & Clank game? Yes, this is Ratchet Deadlocked. The 5th installment in the franchise. Or 4th, I guess. Yeah, 4th, never mind. This is the 4th game. Size Matters is the 5th. I think. But yeah, this is Ratchet & Clank. Definitely one of those got you on the first half, kind. Yeah. Kind of feel like a spin-off from the main series since it's just Ratchet. Yeah, I mean, Clank's still in the game. He's just on the sidelines. I don't know why they have him in the sidelines. It's a little weird. The thing about Ratchet Deadlock is that it's basically the arena gameplay, but it's a whole game. And it's a little more edgy, because it was made in 2005. The real edgy year. Well, the whole early 2000s were just edgy in general. But I've noticed a lot of things from 2005 especially that have a lot of edge, especially in the gaming sphere.
Not bad. Ratchet has freed the first bot and he's on his way to Beta Block.
Like you have, like you have, how's Ratchet Deadlock? Good. Hey, Emperor Duelist. Yeah, it has been a while, yeah. Let me think. So, like, you have, stuff like Shadow the Hedgehog. That was 2005. That was pretty edgy. This game, kind of pretty edgy. Kind of, maybe. I think, let me think. Was Jack X released in 2005? I think it was. That's edgy. Especially after Jack 2. Like, Jack 2 and onward are just edgy. Because, Naughty Dog was... the story goes that Naughty Dog got some kind of... They were testing a game with, They were testing it with, some kids. And they were like, this is cool, but this is something our little brother would play. And these kids were like 8, and the developers were like, you're 8, what are you playing? And they're like, Grand Theft Auto. Like, ugh. You're not supposed to be playing Grand Theft Auto, that's made for adults. but like, I don't know. Other things from 2005 that are kind of edgy. The 2005 Bionicle arc with the Tohordika and Web of Shadows. That's kind of edgy.
All 3 control nodes in the
It's
prison
cool
yard
though.
to unlock the portal to Beta Block.
I like 2000's Edge. 2000's Edge is just cool.
You want to find the nodes? Use your map. You want to find the nodes? Use your map.
Why are you repeating yourself, buddy? Frick.
Ratchet comes out of the gate.
Well, gotta go now. See ya. Okay, bye, Asher. Thanks for the raid. Have a good one. Well, the 4th game in the series that Insomniac developed for the PS2, and the last one before moving to the PS3. Yes. Where was Lego City Undercover in the mid-2000s when we needed it most? I mean, Lego City Undercover, that game came out in like the early 2010s. Wasn't that a Wii U game and then it got ported to like other consoles later on? But yeah, I know what you mean, because I've heard people say Lego City Undercover is basically family-friendly Grand Theft Auto, which, yeah. If you want if your kid wants to play Grand Theft Auto, just give them Lego City Undercover. Like, no, you're playing this, because you're too young for Grand Theft Auto, so you're playing this instead. Don't worry, it's like Grand Theft Auto, but Lego. And you play as a cop instead of a robber or whatever. I need to play Lego City Undercover. I never played it, but I would like to play it. I wanted to play it for years. It looks fun. Ugh. 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 I'm heading the wrong direction. Ah! Ah! Why? Why? Yeah, it was released in 2013 when I was allowed to play actual Game Theft Auto anyways. Yeah. Between Ratchet Deadlocked and Shadow the Hedgehog, I prefer this game. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind Shadow the Hedgehog, it's still fun. Even if it has its issues, I still like it. But yeah. Ratchet and Clank just... I love me some Ratchet and Clank. No. Back. 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 Ah. There we go. Hey, turn your thing. Okay, that's one. Now we need the other one. Run! Run! Go! 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 Frick. Okay, where's the, wait. I need to heal. Let me heal. Let me heal. This is a bit clunky, but it looks like it handles a bit better than the vehicle levels in Quake 4. And I say that because think you're stuck in the first person camera when in vehicles in that game. Yeah, the vehicles handle pretty well, mostly. There's some that are a little tricky to get used to, but for the most part, they're fine. Turn around, go this way. I would have liked Shadow the Hedgehog if the game didn't require you to play a total of 10 times. Oh yeah, that's just for the full story. It has multiple stories, that's just its gimmick. It's okay. But yeah, I get what you mean. It's a little tedious and annoying to play the same level a bunch of times. Ugh. Steering this thing is a little weird, because, like, one joystick is going forward, the other is turning. Go. Never played Shadow the Hedgehog, but are the playthroughs long? Kinda? Maybe? I don't know. I need to play Shadow the Hedgehog at some point. At some point, we'll definitely play Shadow the Hedgehog. Maybe sometime this year, since it does turn 20 years old in 2000, because 2025, 2005. So maybe we'll play it. We'll see later down the line. Let me get to safety and actually heal. Go. Heal. Ugh. This way. Oh, here. Perfect. Also, card hype. There we go.
The atmosphere is tense as Team Darkstar makes their way through Delta Block.
Okay.
They're gonna have to hack those ore blocks before they can open the gate to Delta Block. Ratchet's performance has been impressive. I don't believe we've ever had a contestant make it this far through the Miraxis prison.
And I sincerely hope it never happens again.
We need to take down that shop. EMP should do the trick.
You mind? I'm trying to get some health here. Hey! Hey! Hold on, there's some health in here. There's some health in here. I need help. Hey, you! Get your face out of my... Get out of here. Okay, let's go. Well, the game is meant for people to decide whether Shadow is a hero or a villain. But yes, if you want to unlock the final story segment, then yes, it's long. Yeah, exactly. It's a multiple paths kind of thing. Yeah. No, frick! I didn't know that was quicksand. Almost like if they tried to make Shadow somewhat like Deadpool, a bad guy who fights worse guys.
It's getting itchy.
Yeah, maybe, but Shadow's an anti-hero, basically. Like, and an anti-hero is basically a hero who doesn't act heroic. Like, they still do heroic things, but their personality or the way they act maybe isn't too heroic? I don't know. Like, isn't Batman an anti-hero? Get out of here. You stop shooting my bike. Almost like if they tried to... Never mind, I read that already. Go, 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 go. Frick, where? I need health, please. There's some over here. This.
Run, Ratchet, run!
How about you shut your mouth? Okay, go. Ah, got it. I think you're onto something. Batman does all the violence at night when he can get away. Just remember
What do you
someone...
think, Juanita? Does Ratchet have what it takes to make it through Delta Block and rescue that last combat bot?
The question is, could he do it with a king amoeboid eating its way out of his underwear? I think we'd all like to find out.
I just remember someone, like, mentioned, like, how Batman is a hero. It's also fitting because, you know, I know in, I know in, no. I know, in recently, I need to get this, but there's a comic of a crossover between DC and Sonic, and they pair Batman up with Shadow, and it's awesome, and whatever. I need to get the comic. I haven't been to the comic book store in a while. I'll have to go get some comics. I also need to just sit down and read, because I have comics I need to catch up on. Specifically my Transformer comics. The Skybound ones.
Freed the second bot!
Thank you, sir! I'd kiss you, but I don't have lips! Soldiers, commence fire!
Okay, wrong. Okay, well.
Pay attention this time.
Hey, I'm paying attention. I just wasn't sure where to go.
I had spliced through communications. I will be short, as this will be traceable. Stand on the buttons to lower the containment cell. I will try to contact.
Where do I go from here? Suppose I have to go this way, but
Commence fire!
I don't see a way out. Is this just a defeat all the enemies kind of thing? You okay? Okay, yeah, defeat all the enemies, got it.
I'm totally blown away. That was, without a doubt, one of the greatest performances in the history of Dread Zone.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Speed trap and spider on a wire. We'll probably do that. Or man the landstalker and destroy the required amount of targets. Speed trap, race the Puma in a checkpoint mission. Okay, that I can do.
We're back with a grueling test of reflexes and nerve. Ratchet has two alternatives in this lethal desert race. He can drive through each checkpoint under the time limit, or he can end up splattered across this hellish wasteland like a carton of Lombak's yogurt.
Ew. Come on. This thing is annoying to turn. It's like Katamari controls. Yeah. Ah! Man, that thing is annoying. Usually I don't have a problem with these, it's just... I hate driving this thing. Why'd it have to be Katamari controls? So... ugh. I'm just not used to Katamari controls, I guess. Also, why does this damage my vehicle? Oh, great. Itchy nose. I hate it. Ah! Come on. Nah. Ah. What about the speed bike? That was better. The bike was better. What do I have to do with this weird land buggy tank thing that's just controls like a Katamari? Ugh. I need to actually play Katamari and like, because I did try to stream Katamari, but I just didn't end up getting far into it because the controls were tricky. Like, even though Katamari is like a pretty fun game and it's very like appealing and chill, the controls make it difficult. I don't know, something about Katamari controls are a little wonky to me. it's like the... Like for this. Left stick goes forward, right stick turns. So you have to like use both in order to like steer and move around, and it's a little wonky. And also this land feel, like, I think before it was fine because it was like open area, but this is just a weird turnaround. It's like all twists and turns, and there's these landmines everywhere. Well, not landmines, explosive barrels, more like it. But, man. Ugh. And I also don't like being under a time limit. That also sucks. I don't like time limits very much. I don't like the pressure of a time limit.
If you're having a hard time or need a better workout, you can adjust the game's difficulty level whenever you load your game.
This isn't a difficulty thing, Blank. This is freaking... It's the controls. That's the problem. I'm not used to Katamari controls. Why'd they have to make it use Katamari controls? It's so weird. So wonky. I'm thinking of, this is random, but I'm thinking maybe after this game, I tried playing some Bionicle games. I don't know, like streaming some Bionicle games. There's a few I wouldn't mind doing playthroughs of. Okay, one more time. One more. No! Move! The first Bionicle PC game is a bit on the wonky side too, but it's fun. First Bionicle PC... I think I know the one you're talking about. Though there's also one that like was cancelled and never finished. Yeah, and didn't someone say Bionicle Heroes was fun too? Yeah. And there's also Monog, Montanui online game. It's like a flash point-and-click adventure game, but still looks pretty cool. And there's some fan games too, like fan-made games. There's one little game that I could probably just do on one stream, because I think it's very short. It's like a game on itch.io. It's called Onokoro Kaven. and it's inspired by Monog, but it's like a cel-shaded 3D art style, and it looks really nice. Hello, Noah. Bionicle Heroes is another fun-looking one, but it's the DS version that gives you an FPS version, ironically enough. Huh. I'd probably just go with the, I think it's on PS3. If I can find a copy of Bionicle Heroes PS3, I'll play it. Why not? I need to go to my local, used game store, used media store. There's this store that me and my family like to go to on occasion that has used media, so like games, books, DVDs, CDs, whatever. Even some toys, I think. I remember seeing some toys. Maybe. That's what I meant to visit. I need to visit there again. It's been forever since I've gone there. There's also a Bionicle game that I think it's supposed to come out this year. That's a fan-made one. Not official, but fan-made. Called Bionicle Mask of Power. And it looks amazing. It's available to wishlist on Steam. Thankfully, LEGO is chilling, being like, okay, yeah, you can put your game on Steam. Just don't, monetize it. And you're good. So yeah. I'm looking forward to that. It looks really cool. And there's also, like, mods for other games with Bionicle. Like, I've seen, this one dude make, a mod for God of War 2018. And basically have Bionicle characters that you can play as instead of Kratos. And even put, a little Matoran in place of, Atreus. Or boy. So that's also fun. I'll have to get God of War, though. I need to get the God of War 2018. I'll just buy it on Steam, I guess, because would you like to lower... No! It's not a difficulty situation. This is a control situation. The controls here kind of suck. Because it's wonky and controls like a Katamari. Turn and drive. No, 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 no. Well, out of curiosity, where do you stand in the love being not canon in G1 Bionicle? I contest that I say it is. Yeah, honestly... Let me just... Hold on. When it comes to love in Bionicle, like... I know, the writer, what's his name? Forget his name. But he said love is not canon for whatever reason, which makes no sense. There's plenty of signs that it is. And, like, even though Bionicles don't reproduce, like, sexually, like, they don't reproduce like that, they're kind of like Transformers in a way, where the way they repopulate is more from their being birthed through, like, a pool of something. I forget what it is in Bionicle terms, but for Transformers, they're like born from the well of the Allspark. Sometimes in like G1, they would build certain robots, but eh. And I think Bionicle is a similar situation. So even though they may not have that kind of love, I think they still have like familial love, like platonic love and romantic love, like that. Yeah, in that case, love is definitely canon. I mean, come on, it's obvious. You can't hide, you can't lie to us. We see it clear as day. There's plenty of instances where it is. There's actually this one, like, video. It's like an edit of, like, clips from different sources of Bionicle. And it's basically Bionicle, but if love was canon or some crap. I don't know. It's funny. It's funny. The God of War 2018 game came before bundled with my PS4. Yeah, Greg Farsley. That's right. I also, speaking of him, I also do have the gift of purchase set with Tahu and Takua, and in the instructions there's a little note from Greg, and for some, I don't know, this is just a typo they did, but apparently they spelled his name wrong. So, oops. And I think that was like his last thing before he got laid off from LEGO. It's a shame. Wonder what he's doing now. Is he just retired, or is he working on something else? What is Greg doing? Who knows? Why does this thing suck? Why does this freaking tank control like doorknobs? What the frick? Actually, no, even doorknobs control better than this. This is like it controls like a Katamari, and it's weird. It's a little wonky. Usually these missions are not difficult, but because the way this thing controls, it's wonky. Like, I prefer the bike. The bike is better. The bike is a better vehicle than this. The hover bike. It's better. Why not give me the hover bike? Why do I have to use this thing? What they call it, the Cougar? Or something? Or Puma? I think it was Puma. Yeah, it was a Puma. They called it the Puma. You know what? Screw it. Screw this. This is not a good... It's not a good thing. Go. Leave. I usually just call those motion mountain lions. Did I ever mention that I was somewhat near one last year? No, you did not. Time bomb. Still can't afford the Harbinger. That's probably like a post-game thing. I mean, usually the Rhino stuff is post-game. Let's see, any upgrades for the bots? I know there's probably some. Okay, yeah, we can do Beta Ravager. Or Ravager, whatever. But we don't have the money, okay. Gotta save up for that. That's fine. Yeah, did see one. Thankfully, we both went our separate ways, but that was the first time I was ready to do whatever it took to survive. Yikes. At least it was chill. It was like, huh. Random human. Eh. I guess we'll do the other mission instead of the Kumo thing. Yeah, we'll just do the spider on a wire thing. Hey, Light Blue Yoshi. After this mission, I think we'll call the stream. I should really mention. I should probably mention this, but ever notice anything familiar about the Red Switch 2 game card? Familiar. What do you mean familiar?
Don't forget, Ratchet will have to keep an eye out for bonus targets.
I'm confused. What is familiar about the Red Switch game card? Switch 2 game card? Hit it. Go down. Down. There. That was much easier than the Puma one. You mean like the 3DS? Wait. I think this was, she and had, at least a kitten with her. I think it was, this is the way it was supposed to be. The game case boxes resemble the red cases used for the PS3 Greatest Hits games. Oh! Honestly, yeah, I see your point.
Ratchet, you now rank high enough to compete in Battledome's Liberator Tournament. Most heroes never finish this one. Be careful.
Okay. Only the strongest and rarest heroes make it to this tournament. We'll do this next time. Because, yeah. Also, was it PS2 that had...
Shell Shock, Reactor, and now Eviscerator. Cut down in their prime. Victims of that loathsome little Lombax. But just who is this Ratchet?
Our Vox News investigation has uncovered shocking, untold stories from his dark, sinister, evil past. The destruction of civic property, illegal hoverbike gangs, inadequate dental hygiene.
Be strong, Juanita, because there is one man that can put an end to this menace. Ace Hardlight!
Ace Hardlight fans, prepare yourselves. I'm gonna make this one messy. We'll see who the real hero is. When I'm through with that furry freak, nobody's even gonna remember who he was.
Thank you, Ace. The galaxy is rooting for you. We're all rooting for you.
Thanks, babe.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay. Wow. Ugh. Yeah, because when they were revealed, I thought they looked familiar. Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, didn't the PS2 have a greatest hits red box as well, or is it just the PS3? I can't remember. I never had PS2, so I don't know. But yeah, that was funny. We'll do the arena and other stuff, next time, because, yeah, we're a little out of time right now. So, yeah, let's find a raid target, and then we'll call the stream. Wow, who knew Juanita and Ace had a thing? Oh, that's funny. Actually, like, kind of snorted there. Or not snorted. It's like a... What do you call that sound? Never mind. Maybe it's kind of like snoring. I don't freaking know. The PS2 had red banners, but the plastic case is black. Okay. Gotcha. Honestly, I'm surprised Nintendo doesn't do red cases very much for their systems. Because if you think about it, you know, PlayStation does blue, Xbox does green, and it makes sense for Nintendo to be red. Because their logo's red, and Mario is red. Red is their color. Not sure about who to raid. Unless we go to home and click live and see if there's people who are live here. There's, people we already follow and everything. Anyone new? Or is it just people we're already familiar with? Yeah, I don't really see many options here. So I guess we'll just do this person again. Give me Link. Thank you. I'm not really into red. I usually prefer blue. Same. I prefer more cold colors. Though red has grown on me in recent years, but for the most part, I'm more of a cold color kind of person, like blue, purple, green, stuff like that. It's mostly red on the spines of the Switch games. Yeah, pretty much. like the cover, the spine is just red, but everything else is... cases are like clear plastic. Okay, here's the raid target. We'll do hashtag pixel raid. And on that note, I will see you all next time. Hopefully I can get my capture card working with my tablet for Friday, because I want to do an art stream. I just haven't been able to do an art stream because my capture card is not working right with my iPad, and I need to figure out how to fix it. Because otherwise I'm not going to be able to do art streams, because that's how I captured my tablet, that's how I do art, is on my tablet. So I'll figure that out, get it fixed, troubleshoot it, etc. I'm known to work best with pastel colors, but blue is my favorite color. Oh yeah, same. Anyway, that's it. I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.